Welcome to the show. So you played a lot of video games, but did you ever notice you were using a controller? Yes, all systems, besides PCs and handhelds, use controllers. They have buttons on them. Press the buttons and things will happen. This is how you play a video game. Each console has its unique controller. But sometimes there are controllers that look different. Like this Spider-Man controller. Doesn't it look crazy? Well, I'm going to try it out. Let's see if it works, shall we? It doesn't work.
Enjoyed this game review? Rate, subscribe, donate, succeed in the open rituals of this cult, and maybe there'll be more game reviews next month.
Welcome back. Today I'll show you a bit of my childhood.
1000 mijlen onder zee zit een man op de wc. Yogho, yogho.
In my childhood, there were these crazy random commercials for a yoga drink. They just made up some crazy rhymes about stuff that children would find funny, such as Dracula chasing after grandma, or a random Indian guy hiding in their closet.
Yogho, yogho.
Yogho.
Personally, I wouldn't enjoy that last thing, but that's just me. So Campina made a game based on the commercials, Yogho the game. In it, you play a generic Dutch boy collecting junk through 6 levels. The Dutch countryside, the bottom of the sea, Popsicle Antarctics, an Indian computer temple thing, Dracula's castle, and skyscrapers. In between, you get a bonus level where you collect more stuff. Ugh, I hate games where you always collect stuff, like Banjo-Kazooie. But this game is from my childhood, so that makes it okay. You collect random stuff to solve puzzles. You may have to collect cauliflowers to make a naked woman plug up a toilet that was draining the ocean. Or fix a windmill by making a llama fart by feeding it worm-infested buds. Or jump over a vampire to collect a treasure that spawns a Japanese tourist snapping a picture that transforms the vampire into a flying piggy bank where you throw in coins to spawn a key to save grandma from the tower. Trust me, it makes more sense in Dutch. In Dutch, it rhymes. The soundtrack is awesome, reminds me of my childhood. The graphics remind me of my childhood. Childhood. Time for a new game review. Let's see. Largo Winch for the GameCube, or PC, PlayStation 2, whatever. I bought this game since I was in the mood for a game to laugh at while I had to reinstall Windows on my PC one day. Boy, was it worth it. Largo Winch is some French comic book hero, an everyday guy suddenly inheriting a huge organization, thus getting involved in all kinds of adventures. He has a totally not James Bond rip-off movie, and his game's manual even talks about a TV show. Anyway, prepare for the best speech ever!
And it is with great pleasure that I have the privilege of telling you that at this very moment, a freighter chartered by Group W, containing some 70,000 tons of milk, has just made its departure for Janavia. And in conclusion, I would like to point out that all credit for this humanitarian operation should go to Miss Jenny Lucas, Director of our Agribusiness Branch. Thank you very much.
Woo! Enjoyed that speech as much as I did? Good, because the next 15 minutes of this game is Largo getting compliments for it.
So John, what did you think about my performance?
You were great, Largo.
Oh, by the way, nice speech.
To continue the game, we must find Jenny in order to, well, talk some more about Largo's amazing speech.
I thought your speech was dead on. Very moving.
Although Largo's speech hasn't yet had the worship it deserves, plot suddenly begins. Apparently, 2 guards have been murdered in Largo's Mexican sister company. However, the files with all the vital information is suddenly stolen, and the only copy left is in the security chief's computer. With ruthless terrorists in hot pursuit, Largo and the security chief dash to her computer. Have a quiet walk in the park. Here we get introduced to turn-based battle system. Basically, Largo is such a lousy fighter, more than half of his attacks always miss. Also, note to Ubisoft, turn-based fights are pointless if you can't equip the hero or increase his stats in any way. Afterwards, Largo goes to Mexico. He decides to visit the laboratory unannounced, to surprise the staff and avoid them erasing their tracks. Largo upholds his stealthy approach by having a loud argument with the guards.
Don't look at me like that, Jerry. I just want to ask you a few questions. You got a problem with that?
And then having a loud argument with the secretary.
Listen, I'm Largo Winch, CEO of Group W, who this laboratory is dependent on.
Yeah! How dare you not let a person in who you never saw before and claims to be the CEO, despite the CEO never making any announcement he would visit. Stupid secretary. What's the worst that can happen? That 2 guards get murdered, just like in the case I'm investigating right now? Oh. So after hours of watching Largo bitch and complain about everything, we actually get a genuine action scene. Deadly snakes have escaped and Largo has to save himself and his guy Jenny. You need to break open the safety glass with fire extinguisher is in. Because obviously, a fire extinguisher is always put in a place where you can't grab it in times of emergencies. Instead of taking whatever object you can find to break the glass, only the hammer on the other side of the snake infested room is good enough for a cunning and fast thinking CEO. So what does Largo do after this action scene? Make a witty one-liner? Why, of course not. He bitches and complains about it.
I want a detailed report of all the security systems in this establishment on my desk tomorrow morning. And you better be sure it's thorough, or you can kiss your career with Group W goodbye.
Isn't this guy supposed to be act normal and cool and charming despite being a CEO? Instead of acting like an actual CEO? Oh, check this out. Here you need to break a vending machine to distract the janitor so it can steal a screwdriver. What? Listen, I understand when Guybrush Threepwood or Sam and Max pull tricks like that, them being helpless losers and psychopaths. But Largo Winch is a millionaire CEO business guy. Why the hell is he going around getting janitors into trouble and stealing tools? You can just walk into a store and buy one, asshole.
Hi there.
Oh no, a random cameo. I hate it when reviews suddenly have an unfunny 5 minutes cameo sketch going on. So I'm going to do a parody and deconstruction of cameos by still doing a 5-minute unfunny sketch.
Right.
So why do you bother me, Luke?
What? Well, you asked me through the email, didn't you?
What? No! Don't break the fourth wall. I hate fourth wall breaking jokes. You ruin the illusion that we're proper reviewers. We'll just look like losers talking to themselves to a camera.
We are, aren't we?
Now you've completely ruined the effect. Thanks. Fourth wall breaking is not funny. It's like watching an exciting action scene in a movie when suddenly the characters turn towards you and say that you're just actors.
Well, they are.
Shut up. All review's over. I'm just gonna read a book.
Why bother? Do you care about the characters in the book? It's just words written on paper made up by the author. Nothing matters.
Ah, you wrote the book for me.
Stop wasting time with fictitious nonsense, Roger. It's real life that matters. Get a girlfriend, get a job, get lots of money.
I have a girlfriend and a job.
Actually, that doesn't really matter anyway, since you'll just die in a few decades anyway. No, the only people who matter are people who change the world and live on beyond their mortal lives. People like Julius Caesar, J.R.R. Tolkien, Nikola Tesla, Van Gogh, scientists, artists, world conquerors. Actually, on a cosmological level, in a trivial million years or so, the world will die out and all our legacy will vanish. Books don't matter. Movies don't matter. Life won't matter. Nothing matters.
I'll just stare into the void.
Capital idea.
Enjoyed this? Then fave, subscribe, comment, donate, propose a marriage, please return the alliance, send gifts through mail, and praise Roger as the Uber Lord Almighty now!